Let me get this started. Welcome everybody to the MLO live show. Everybody piling in. Awesome to see everybody here. I'm excited. I don't know about you guys, but I got a friend on the call. He's been on several of my podcast shows, trainings, all kinds of stuff. He's just a well-rounded, very successful real estate agent up in the Nashville area. And I'll
Yep.
let Art introduce himself, but Art Kelly's on with us today. Super excited. Just want to say that this show is sponsored by Rudder.app, Rudder app, and also by FinLocker. So I just wanted to give a shout out to those two amazing companies there. So without further ado, Rick, what's happening? And looks like Devin's in the house. And so Art Kelly, man, dude, I appreciate you getting up. And I know you've just had some graduations go on. It was some crazy stuff in the green room. So I appreciate you getting up and hanging out with us this morning and sharing with us your 21-day challenge, which we're going to talk about, which I'm excited about. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man, and let's get this party started.
Hey guys. My name's Art Kelly. I am a realtor with the Realty One Group, Music City up here in the Nashville area. I live in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, just outside of Nashville. And I've lived here for about 25 years and been selling homes for about 10 now, going into my 10th year here in June. About probably 5 or 6 years ago, it started to occur to me that chasing after leads really sucks. And so I decided to change my strategy and just make friends. So I kind of tell people lead generation sucks, just make friends. So that's what I do. And I tell people when they ask me, what do I do for a living? I don't immediately tell them I'm a real estate agent. I just say, you know what? I'm just a friend maker. I make friends for a living. And then every once in a while, one of my friends asks me to help them buy a home, or they refer one of their buddies or whatever to, sell or buy a home. So that's kind of how I've built my business over the years. And then I just decided I wanted to start kind of sharing, how I learned how to do that stuff with other people, and try to dumb it down I need things dumbed down, Scott. I'm not.
I'm with you, man.
Somebody asked me the other day, do math. I'm like, I don't, that's my title company and
What?
my lender. I can send that to you.
There you go, man.
Not
There
doing
you go.
math.
There
So
you
anyway.
go. Yeah, you got a pretty cool story, man. And I want to get to the challenge, but a lot of people, like most of us, are loan officers here, so we wanted to, have a real estate agent on that was just to ask you some questions and maybe share like what a loan officer should do, could do but I want to get into the friend maker thing. And I love the stories that you have and why you do what you do. And you have a couple books out now and you have a new one coming out that's almost ready to go.
Yeah.
um, as far as that goes. So yeah, tell us how tell us about your first book, The Sphere of a Friend Maker, because I think that's a really
So
cool.
I've got a copy. I brought both of them here so I can show everybody. This
Yep.
is the first copy. I don't know if that's showing up. It's showing
Yep.
up backwards on my phone, on my thing, but
Yep.
anyway, but basically I wrote this book about 4 years ago during 2020. And I just was kind of in this space personally where I'm like, how can I take the stuff that I'm learning and just kind of create a resource that can help people, not just real estate agents, but like if you're in business and you're an insurance guy or a mortgage guy or lady or whatever, or a realtor, or you own a company or a restaurant or even any of that kind of stuff. Like, what is something that's universal to all of us that we all know, and but it's never really talked about a whole lot. Like
Yeah.
everybody talks about, how to become, Instagram famous, or how to
Mm.
create the next YouTube channel. And I do not like, listen, I mean, there are some real rock stars out there that are just knocking it dead on all that kind of stuff. And I think it's great. I
Yeah.
just learned from myself that like I pay my daughter now to do my social media. It's
Smart,
because
smart, smart.
I don't want to, it's not that I can't do all that stuff, but it's like, it's a time suck for me.
Yeah.
And what I do best is this: have these kind of conversations face to face, coffees and lunches, and going to networking groups and introducing myself to new people and finding out what's going on in their world. And, I love working with buyers. Like everybody talks about, I don't want to work with buyers. I just want listings. Those are lazy real estate agents who just want to be able to stick a sign in the yard and not have to do anything but make money. I'm not interested in that. Like, of course I want listings, but as long as they get me more buyers, because
Yeah.
they get me in front of more people, so I can use the gifts that I have to actually work with people and listen to them and figure all that stuff out. So anyway, I wrote this book, and it basically kind of puts my entire process of how I build relationships into an easy, understandable, 7-step process. And I tell people it's the 7 spheres. So you see on the front. Now, listen, this is not this kind of a friend maker, okay? Just so you guys all understand. Some of y'all don't know what I just did, but this is a right side up pineapple, okay?
There
So
you go. There
the
you go.
swinger
Love it.
community, I'm not letting this become a swinger community thing, right?
I love
But
it. I love
but I
it.
mean, there's 7 spheres. My daughter drew the little pineapple top on that, and so this
Love
is
it.
kind of for my book. But the 7 spheres are simple. It's 7 L words. I listen to my clients. I learn my clients. I like my clients. I am loyal to my clients, so I advocate for them. Once I've gotten to know them, now I'm fighting for them. I leap for my clients, so I take risks and have hard and important come to Jesus conversations. I lead my clients as a qualified, skilled professional salesperson. I know how to do my job
Mm,
really, really well. You can't lead people if you don't know how to do your job well. So I'm not saying just be friends with people and expect that to be okay. You got to be damn good at your job, or else they're not going to call you back, and they're not going to refer people back to you. So you do need to be able to lead them professionally. And then finally, love them long after you sell them something.
mm,
Stay in their life long after you make that $10,000 commission check or whatever it is that you made off of them, because then you will communicate to them that you did not use them as a commodity to just get something out of them, but that you're actually building community with them, that you want them, especially if they're new to the area. Listen, mortgage people, realtors, we are on the welcome wagon in our towns for brand new people here moving here. So we got to connect them with all the good people we know. So my job shifts from I just made money off of the sale to now I need to connect you with all of the good people in this city that can help you whenever your electric goes out, or whenever your air conditioning goes out, or when you need an attorney, or you need a chiropractor, or whatever. So that's kind of the idea of the 7 spheres of a friend man. I'm advocating for people, and then I'm developing them into advocates for me. And then they go out and they tell other people about what I did and how I served them. And then I get more business. So
I love it. And I tell your story probably 5 or 6, if not more times a week, about how you're the one that explained to me how you were trying to go 5 miles wide and 1 inch deep. And
yeah,
instead you went 100 people and like 5,000 people. Instead you went 100 people wide and 5 miles deep. And you
yeah,
talk about the well. And I love that
yeah,
as well, because I think that's so valuable. I think we all think we need 5,000 people to be successful. And
right.
you've proven that wrong. And
Yeah.
obviously so talk to us about that, because I love that.
It's a continual sifting process, right? Like it's
Yeah.
not over. It's like the laundry. I
I
think
love
that's
it.
the
I
thing
love it.
about us in business is like we go, okay, when have I built this sustainable enough to where it's gonna, it's like the laundry. It's never
Yeah.
done. Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to keep washing those clothes and stuff.
Great way to
Dig the
put it.
well. I got the idea from a book that I read by Harvey McKay. He was a network marketing guy. And he said, dig your well before you're thirsty. He said, the
Mm,
problem is that most of us, we want to get our thirst quenched, but we haven't done all the work that's necessary to develop a
mm,
well of relationships that's deep enough, wide enough, and strong enough to be able to sustain us when times get rough. And so, like, we are in a rough time. Like, I don't know if anybody's experienced this or not, but this has been a really hard 2 years, especially after 2020, 21, and 22, when, people just breathed that they wanted to sell their house and we could do that and we were all making money. It's harder now. There's less of us in the industry now. So, how are we going to survive? Well, at the end of the day, guys, like, all the business I have right now is coming from referrals.
mm,
Um,
mm.
and I'm not saying you can't go out and buy Zillow leads and all that kind of stuff. I just don't want to spend that much money and make that little bit of money on the stuff. I'd just rather make the full commission on the stuff of the people I already know and just keep going deep with people. And
Yeah.
yeah, it takes work. And so yeah, anytime you dig a well, if you've ever dug a hole, period, it's not a pleasant experience.
Right.
So
Right.
just prepare yourself for that and recognize that, okay, it is my well of relationships that I'm going to be able to draw from when, as I'm thirsty for some business water, so to
I love
speak.
it. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's cool. And if anybody has any questions for Art, man, he's an open book. So don't be shy now. You guys asked for a real estate agent on the call. So I just wanted to bring you one that I knew would be straight up and say it how it is. And So if you have any questions whatsoever, and I'll ask the questions if you guys don't, but talk to us about that 100, because I know you were very clear about going deep with that 100. Like, is that I mean, yeah, and you guys didn't hear this, but he has 4 closings this month.
Yeah.
So as an agent, that's epic stuff. So I
Yeah.
just want to shout out to you, man. Congratulations.
Well, listen, I
Yeah,
mean, it's easy for me to say that. It's hard to have lived through the last 4 months where it took me to time to get those 4 closings this
of
month, right?
course, of
Like
course.
I think all of us kind of sit there and we all see that realtor out there that's like, he's selling 5 houses a month. No,
Yeah,
I haven't sold 5 houses every month for the last 5 months. You know what I mean? But I do have 4 closings this month. I've got clients coming back in January. I don't know if it was probably January when you and I
yeah,
talked last.
yeah.
Dude, guys, I went from December 15th to March 15th without a paycheck.
Okay.
So I mean, I was scraping the bottom of the barrel, trying to figure it out. But then the middle of January, as I started to wonder whether or not I should go find another job, I had a come to Jesus conversation with my wife, and she's always been. We've been married 28 years this year, so she's always been kind of the backbone of this relationship. She wears the pants in this family. There's hands down, And
Yep.
but just encouraged me during that time that no, Art, you have a job. Do
Mm,
your job.
mm,
And, and that was kind of what really got me back into, okay, how can I keep myself accountable to be doing the stuff that I know that I need to be doing that will get me the business that I know that I'll get if I just do all of that stuff. And so that's where the 21-day challenge kind of came out of,
mm.
was it was just an accountability piece for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the idea of selling books and coaching and teaching and all that kind of stuff, but I found that if I only chase after that, then I don't build my real estate business. And I need to have my real estate business going
Right.
to continue to do all that stuff. So I kind of joined the two ideas together by creating a 21-day challenge for myself. I went and did this thing last year called 75 Hard. I don't know
Yeah.
if y'all have
I
heard
heard
of that
about
or
that.
not.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, big time.
I've gained all the weight back since there, so like it doesn't work. But no, no, I'm just kidding. It actually worked. It was great. It was a really great challenge. I mean, and you do 5 critical tasks every day for 75 days straight, and if you fail at any of them, you have to start all over. So it's a very
Mm,
disciplined mental
mm,
toughness challenge. I mean, and it's simple stuff like drink a gallon of water every day. Do a couple of exercise, even if it's just walking around your neighborhood for 45 minutes twice a day.
mm.
Read 10 pages of a nonfiction growth book. It's, eat right, exercise, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you do it every day for 75 days. I lost a bunch of weight, felt really good about it. And I started to think as I went through that, I was like, what could I do for people in business and for myself that could be similar to this? Maybe not nearly as intense and guilt ridden if you don't get it all done,
Sure.
but just kind of goes over the basic stuff. And so I created this idea called the 21-day Friend Maker Challenge. Now there's a whole thing out there about, and let me know, Scott, if I'm talking too much. Okay, I
No,
know
no,
you
no. Please, no. Yeah,
on
no,
here.
no, no. Keep going.
Um, but basically, there's an old thing out there. People say you can develop a habit in 21 days. It's actually not true. You have to have any habit you develop. It takes, I think they say on average about 66 days to actually develop a new habit. But it takes 21 days to really shed yourself of really old bad habits. So
Mm, mm,
21-day period, the initial 21-day challenge for you, you're gonna fail it. Okay. And if you do succeed it, then like call me. I'll buy a coin for you or something. Make you feel good. But you're gonna fail. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of work. And you're like, yes, it is a lot of work. But I also got to a point in my business where I felt like I was perpetually prospecting. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about, but like it's easy to just get to a place in your prospecting of calling people and writing notes and swinging out by networking groups and trying to be in people's lives. Like if you have work, you're doing that and you're also having to do the work that you do to get the work that you need to work. So it's a both and kind of thing. And you just get burned out. I mean, I just got to a point where I'm like, oh my gosh, does this ever end? Right? The
mm,
calls, the notes, the pop buys, all that kind of stuff. And so by putting it into a 21-day time-bound challenge, it allowed me to do an intensified amount of prospecting work in a 3-week period and then take a week and take a break,
mm,
right? Just kind
mm,
of build rhythm of rest into it.
mhm,
I'm also a person of faith. And so like I actually built into the 21 days, every 7 days, a day off.
mm,
It's
mm.
a rest day. You can work from your rest. I don't think we work, 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 and then we fall down flat on our face and we rest. I think we rest first, and then out of our rest, we work. So
Mm.
if you're working out of a place of wholeness, both physically, emotionally, spiritually, all that kind of stuff, it's so much easier to just do the work
Yeah.
throughout the week. And then when you get to the next Sunday, you rest again, you recharge, you go, okay, how do I get going for the next week? And Sunday night you sit down and you figure out your plan, where you're going to go, who you're going to talk to, all that stuff, and then you do it again. So I put all that stuff in a book, and this is
Very
the
cool.
this is
Love it.
the workbook. But basically, the challenge is this. Let me just show you guys. It'll be easier just to show it to you on the book. So again, this may be backwards, but I put it into 3 different things. I call it a 5-4-5 framework. So just like 75 hard, you have 5 critical daily tasks that you do every day. So they are: make 10 phone calls and have 3 great conversations. Guys, this is bare minimum, right? Like all of us know you better be making more than 10 phone calls if you're going to survive in your business. But if you're brand new or you just need a recharge or a reset, make 10 phone calls and make it a goal to have 3 good, solid conversations. You do that every week for 21 days. You'll have, what is that? 5 times 3.
Every
It's like
day. Yeah. So
yeah,
yeah.
45 good
Yeah.
conversations in a 3
Yeah.
week period. Not a bad rep, not bad at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Add a person to your database every day. So when you go to the coffee shop, instead of sitting there and being quiet, not saying anything to the guy sitting next to you, strike up a conversation. Look for an opening, for an opportunity for you to just say, hey, what do you do? Make fun of their food or something. I don't know. Whatever you got to do to get them to open their mouth and just get their name and maybe get their business card. But add one person to your day. So at the end of this challenge, you'll have 21 new people in your database.
Love it.
Share one business social media post across 3 platforms. I pay my daughter to do that, so I have to do that.
Love it.
And then I have a contact blitz where I go in and I write 5 handwritten notes to people every single day. I send out 5 happy birthdays on Facebook. That's real easy, guys. Just go look it up on Facebook and say, hey, and say more than just happy birthday. Have you ever been on the Facebook and you see like 100 happy birthdays and there's that one guy who wrote like an actual note? Be that one guy. That'll be the one that stands out, and that person will remember you when you do that. 5 texts to your contacts, maybe past clients or strategic business partners. 5 Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn likes and comments. That's 45 touches. You can do all that stuff by 9 or 10 in the morning. And then finally, read 10 pages of a nonfiction personal growth book. Stole that one right out of the 75 hard manual. And that's been really good because it helps you develop this, right? So that's the first part of it. The second part is the 4 essential weekly goals. So now you're setting up your week so you can be in front of people. So stuff here is connected to the stuff here. Because if you meet 2 professionals within your industry, well, you're probably going to meet them when you go to a business networking or a chamber ribbon cutting.
Yeah.
So it's all combined. It's integrated, right? Like you don't have to do these separately. And then finally, eat lunch with one strategic business partner once a week. Just find your roofer and take them out to lunch. And then finally, the last thing is 5 compelling monthly objectives during the 21 days. Sometime during the 21-day challenge, you're going to do these 5 things. You're going to create a business referral directory of your own to give to your future clients. So I've got one that's got 50 names of doctors, lawyers, of plumbers, electricians, all that stuff. They get it on closing day from me, and they can put it on their refrigerator. So they don't have to go on Facebook and be like, does anybody know a good roofer? They can go to my list and they can see Art knows a good roofer. Art's got a relation. He's lived in this town for 25 years. He knows this roofer. He's had this roofer put his own house roof on, that kind of stuff. Create a monthly newsletter that you mail out, like a snail mail with stamps. That'll be the biggest expense in this whole thing is postage. It's like, what is it, $1 a stamp now or something stupid?
Yeah.
Send an email to your entire friends list. So everybody in your database gets an email, a personal email once during the 21-day challenge. Hey guys, here's some, updates. Here's a business that I know. Here's some inspirational, encouraging things, whatever you want to write in it, but just make it personal. Create a Google business page and ask for 5 reviews during that 21-day period. Again, do this every month for 6 months. You're going to have 30 new reviews on your Google page. Just because you asked,
Crazy.
And finally, plan or join an already planned client party or business mixer. So go to a party.
Love it. Love it.
That's the 21-day challenge. Inside the challenge, I've got an actual tracker, and you can, it tells you, here's my 5 critical to you. Check all the stuff off. It's got a checklist on there. You can pick your weekly goals for the week. You can pick your monthly objective that you're getting done this week. There's a cool little James Clear quote. There's a quote on every page from everybody from spiritual to business people, just encouraging. And there's also a whole bunch of stuff in here about like tips on how to do the challenge, how to talk to people. There's scripts. I have 5 different scripts on how to apologize to people for never talking to them, right?
Mm, mm,
Reconnecting with people and being intentional and saying, hey, this is a business phone call. I just want you to know I'm calling you because I'm actually looking for business right now. If you know anybody who's looking to make a move, will you do me a favor and keep me? This is a time of year
straight
where a
up.
lot of people are making moves, that kind of stuff. Or I'm here to support your business. Now I'm calling my strategic business partners and I'm like, how can I help you in your business today? So again, I give people some very helpful things to
Yeah.
talk about. And again, scripts are only as good as like it's like guidelines. Remember, I think we said this before. Like scripts it's like the movie Pirates of the Caribbean. It's not like the code, right? It's just more like guidelines.
But, like,
So use the guidelines
yeah.
and personalize it and make it yourself, but go make friends. And as you do all of this stuff, what's going to happen, and I've watched it happen in my life and my business over the years, ask for the business, ask for
Mhm.
referrals, ask for help, be humble. Don't be an arrogant SOB and be like, I don't need anybody's help. I can't do this business if I don't get help.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just straight up true.
Yeah.
None of us can. If people don't refer us and they don't trust us and we don't ask for it, we ain't getting it.
Yeah.
And so that's it, man. I've
Amazing
also
stuff, dude.
I do
Yeah.
have this is also going to be published alongside of it. There's going to be a 3-month, like a quarterly that you can
Okay.
get. So after you go through the 21-day challenge the first time, you can buy a quarterly that you
Okay.
can set up the next 3, and it's just basically 3 monthly trackers all put into one.
Love it.
And so that'll be another helpful resource. So if you do like it and you want to invite, here's another thing I think is really, really powerful about. I'm going to invite my top 10 business partners, people that are like all the different industries that I talked about already. And I'm going to invite them into a 21-day challenge with me in July.
Yes.
I'll
Yes.
buy 10 copies of this thing and I'll give it to them and say, hey, we're doing a 21-day challenge together.
Brilliant.
Help each other in our business. And
Yeah.
then, and so now it's a value add piece. It's not just something I'm doing for myself to try to get business.
Yeah.
It's something I'm teaching other people and including them into that community to do so we can get business together. And that's what I think is the most exciting element of this whole thing is that like now I've got a value add piece that I can bring to my business community. So
You guys see how I like this guy, man? I swiped all of his stuff. Like likes, comments, happy birthday videos. Like, where'd I get it? This guy, right? Like,
there it is, guys.
but here's the thing. Did you hear what he just said? He teaches other people, other business owners. So as a real estate agent, like he teaches his business partners. And if he's teaching his business partners, these are business owners that have tons and tons of relationships, right? So those come back organically. A couple questions here, man. When you get it, like somebody says how many calls you get from loan officers, like what's one of the best ones that like kind of like, whoa, okay, that was good. You
What
get
do
a
you
bunch
mean?
of those. I mean, do you have a bunch of LOs calling you and going, hey, let's go to lunch, let's go to coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. And I try to say yes as much as I can, you know.
Awesome.
Here's the thing. I'm in the friend making business. I'm not in the real estate business. Um, I'm gonna need other mortgage people to send people to. Um, I'm also in the training and coaching space, right? So like for me, it doesn't make sense to say no to anybody who wants to meet or at least have a conversation. I read a book years ago by the guys from Switchfoot, the band Switchfoot. Their parents wrote a book called Never Say No,
Mm.
learning how to say yes more. That can get you in trouble, so be careful.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But I would say, when mortgage people call me, what I'm finding out is that they're just like me. They're just needing a friend. They're trying to figure out how to do their business right now. So like, what can I do? How can I bring, besides obviously, if I had a client that I mean, listen, I know 20 mortgage people and they're all really great.
Hmm.
How do I pick, and I always tell all of them, look, at the end of the day, guys, somebody at some point down the road, I'm going to see your name on the other side of a deal. I need to know you. Even if we never do business together, I need to know you. I need to know how well you do business. I need to know if you know your stuff. And if you know your stuff and you're able to do it well, then I can tell a potential seller who has a buyer that is using you as their mortgage lender, hey, I know this mortgage lender. And when they say they're going to get something done, they're going to get it done because I know
Love
who
it.
they are. I know what kind of person they are. And so for me as a real estate agent, I need to know as many other real estate agents and as many other mortgage people as I possibly can, because it's a value add for me and my clients.
Yeah.
The more people that I have a good relationship with and I know who they are and I know how they do business, I can speak into that. I can't, if I don't know you and your offer comes across the table, in my
Mm,
area, like, and I've got 3 offers on the table and these other 2 lenders I do know,
mm.
these other 2
Oh,
realtors I do know, but I don't know this realtor from Adam. And they've given me this really crazy, amazing offer, but I don't know anything about whether or not it's actually a good offer or not. But I can
mhm.
trust what I've already seen and experienced with these others.
Yeah.
I'm probably personally, at the end of the day, my client chooses and picks whoever they want, right? I can't tell or steer. But I can say, based on the experience I've had with such and such and who I know these are good people and I know that they do what they say they're going to do.
Mm.
So, when
Interesting.
you have a lot of relationships with people, you can speak into that with some kind of integrity.
Integrity. Yeah,
I think
integrity.
it's
Yeah.
important.
Carla's got a great question here. I love this one. Is it possible to dig deep remotely? Because a lot of people are expanding their sphere as a mortgage person,
Yeah.
professional. What do you think about that?
I mean, yeah, we've got FaceTime like this right here, Scott. You and
Yeah,
I've never actually met face to face, but we've
I
met
know.
face, right?
Yeah,
And so
right.
I feel like we're,
I'd
but
know you if I, yeah, I'd act like I knew you if I saw you.
yeah, I mean, here's the deal. We've done 3 of these things together already. We've had several conversations.
Yeah.
I will say this, it always takes time. And and I think that in an instant world, with the word scale being thrown out there all the time to all of us as though it's the most important value that we have is to scale our business. Listen, the most important value to do business is be personal, be relational, go deep, be quality. If you get to scale, if you figure out how to scale it, great. Just don't lose the personal quality. And so I can't speak to the ability to scale my own real estate business just yet. I can say that I'm doing well enough to survive. And wish I was doing a little better in some areas, but at the same time, I know what I have to do to be able to keep getting the business coming, and I'm just going to keep doing it. It's everything I'm teaching everybody here.
I love it.
But the answer to that question is yes, you can do it remotely. Just be patient and understand that it's going to take
Take,
time to
yeah.
develop a relationship with.
Reggie just said, Reggie says, my best realtor partner is 250 miles away. So,
Yeah. I mean,
I'm gonna post your friend maker group in here. So you're in like, so you
yes, and I'm sorry because
yeah,
I
no.
know like you can buy my book on Amazon right now. This it came out a little bit smaller than I wanted to the first time that I shared it with you, and so I got the proof copy. I'm like, this is too small, so we
Okay.
republished it,
Okay.
but it's not available yet on Amazon. I'm expecting any minute to get an email from Amazon.
Yeah.
You'll just need to look up 21 Day Friend Maker on Amazon, and
Cool.
you'll see it when it comes available. It'll be it's $10 for this one, and it's $15 for the 3-month one that's coming up behind it, and they're both going to be published within the next week or so. But yeah, go to the Facebook group that I have. It's called 21 Day Friend Maker Challenge. And I'm putting up links to that stuff all the time. Friend me on Facebook, follow me. I'm posting stuff, or my daughter's posting stuff for
There
me.
you go. There you go.
But
Love it.
it'll be out there. So when the time comes and it's available for you to get, I'm hopefully, I'm going to be trying to do these every month. I go on Facebook Live. My morning, I walk around my neighborhood. I'm sitting here on my back porch right now. I
Yeah.
walk around my neighborhood and I get my phone out and I do like a 3-minute
In the
encouraging,
group.
day
Yeah.
1, day 2, day 15, whatever. And
Love
I
it.
just try to include people in my life and in what I'm doing and challenge you to just stick to it, stay with it, find you an accountability partner. This
Love it.
whole thing is best having an accountability partner. One of my best friends, he and I, we walk around our neighborhood every morning. He either calls me or I call him. He walks around his neighborhood. So yeah, I mean, talk about distance, you know,
Yeah.
develop a relationship with somebody that you can walk around your neighborhood and have a phone call with for a half an
Yeah.
hour every morning.
That's
Just talk
awesome.
about each other's life and business and politics and family and all that kind of stuff. But also have somebody that's keeping you accountable. Hey, did you do your tasks today? Did you get all
Hmm.
your stuff done this week? That kind of
Hmm.
stuff.
Very nice. Very nice. Dude, that's awesome. I know we're at the bottom of the hour. Any final questions for Art, man? Dude, you're amazing. Love having you on here, man. Hope to meet you someday soon, man. If I'm ever anywhere near Nashville, then I look you up. We'll
Yeah,
definitely
man.
grab dinner or
Get it.
drink or something for
Sure.
sure, man. Everybody
Well, and
join the
listen,
group and follow Art. He's an amazing guy, amazing agent. He's doing exactly what I teach, preach. But turn it, make it a relationship, not a transaction. and those relationships turn into several other opportunities with their friends, family, core. I'm just swiping what he's doing.
Scott, can I share?
Yeah.
One other thing, if you guys like, I travel, I speak. I love to be able to share this kind of stuff with a group of business people or a group of mortgage or realtors. A lot of you mortgage people love to host big lunch and learns, and you bring a bunch of realtors in, and you need to bring somebody in that's going to bring and add value to your realtor community. Bring me, fly me in, let me come and speak. Let me share this stuff with you. I try to do it as minimal cost to you as possible. It's got to be worth my time, absolutely. But I mean, I want to get this message out. I have a vision of seeing thousands of copies of this in the hands of every salesperson in America. Like,
Yeah,
I believe this is so powerful and so important that, I mean, we just look what's going on in the world.
I know.
Like, what happens if we don't focus on making friends with people?
Hmm.
You know, we make enemies.
Yeah, true. Good
Not
point.
doing that.
Good point, brother. All righty. All right, guys. All right, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, brother, more than you know. And thank you for taking time out of your day to share with us all your wisdom. And I can't wait for your book to get out. And if you want to let me know when it's out, man, I'm going to start buying books like that for my community. So I might ask for a bunch of them. So
Appreciate you, brother.
it'll be awesome, man. Appreciate it too, man. All right, guys. Same time, same place tomorrow. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this morning. And we'll see you same time, same place tomorrow on MLO Live Show. Take care, everybody. See you later. See you, buddy.
Thanks, man.